Hey everyone, this is Johnny Skein, and I'd like to do a support video for the Clare dress. What we will be working on today is the elongated slip stitch. This gives us the pattern in the front of the dress. Once you have your required 1-1 ribbing, you won't have an established slip stitch yet. So on round 1, knit the required stitches to the first slip stitch and place your first slip stitch on the top of a knit column. Knit and pattern to where you want to place your first slip stitch. I have 3 more stitches to go here. So your first round will look slightly different than the video. When you reach your first slip stitch or the top of your knit column, you want to knit 1 and place a yarn over. So knit 1 and yarn over. Continue knitting and pattern to your next slip stitch. Knit 1, yarn over. When you have the required amount of slip stitches, knit and pattern to the end of round 1. On round 2, knit and pattern to your first slip stitch. On round 2, we have an established slip stitch. We have a knit stitch and a yarn over. And remember to slip both. And knit and pattern to your next slip stitch. Remember to slip 2, both the knit stitch and the yarn over. And again, continue to knit and pattern to your next slip stitch. And again, slip 2. Knitting and pattern to your next slip stitch. Once you have finished the required number of slip stitches, knit and pattern to the end of round 2. On round 3, knit and pattern to your first slip stitch. And again, slip 2. Continue knitting to your next slip stitch. Slip 2. And now when you look carefully, you can see the slip stitch from round 2. Once you have the required number of slip stitches, continue to knit and pattern to the end of round 3. Go back and see how the slip stitch columns are developing. On round 4, in your final round, knit to your first slip stitch. On round 4, instead of slipping 2 stitches, we will slip the knit stitch and slide the yarn over from the left needle. And now you can see the 2 slip stitches from rounds 2 and rounds 3. And again, continue to knit and pattern to your next slip stitch. Slip the knit stitch and drop the yarn over from the left needle. And again, knit and pattern to your next slip stitch. Slip and drop. When you have the required number of slip stitches done, knit to the end of the round. Now go back and look at what you've accomplished. At the very end of the video, you can pause it and see the directions written out. I hope you have found this video helpful when you're knitting outside of the box.